What is happening? I am packing up for Alaska this year, 2019, and I was just packing my gun in. I'm getting everything loaded in the truck, and I noticed something, and I'm like, maybe some people out there really don't do this, so I'm sure a lot of you do, but for guys like me, I need to do this, so I just want to do this kind of little tech tip, even though I'm not really into tech tips. So here's my gun, the 6.5 Creedmoor, and on the YHM chassis. I get on and on. I won't make this a sponsor thing, but I'm gonna make it a little bit of a sponsor thing because this is the Hawke scope. It's actually a Hawke Frontier scope, 2.5 to 15, my favorite scope of the entire Hawke line. But what's most important is that you can go online with an app if you're like cell phone savvy, very much unlike me. I truthfully emailed over to Hawke and said, this is a scope I have, this is the gun I have, these are the bullets I have, and can you tell me where the lines in my scope will line up for yardage markers? And I'm just saying this as simple as can be because I think most hunters, it's literally that simple. There's the center, there's a line under, what are the yards in each one of those lines underneath the reticle? Well, what you can do after they emailed that back to me, Jesse from Hawke, I can tell you the person that emailed it back to me, he sent me back this little picture, which I printed out on my printer, and this tells me my yardage of every one of the lines inside the reticle of this Hawke scope. So when I'm out there, I can glance down. Now, here's another little thing that you should keep in mind. When you put this on there, it should face this way, just the way you see it, right here. That way, because I'm a righty. So when I'm firing, that label is right there. I don't have to worry about looking for it, and I'm behind the gun. I'm looking at it at the perspective that I need to look at it. So tape that on there. These Hawke scopes, no matter what you have, you can get the information from that scope to find out in the reticle which line means what as far as yardage goes to the caliber gun you have. And it's any caliber, any scope. So download the Hawke app, or just send Hawke an email, or even just give them a call. They will give you that information and you can bring it on the hunt for you. I have my gun set up to shoot 481 yards. 481 yards to the last marker. I won't take a shot longer than that because I'm not that good. But I can now shoot up to 480 yards, let's say, and it was, all I had to do was sight it in once at 200 yards and I'm done. So that's my tech tip. Have your yardage on the butt of your gun, so when the heat of the moment comes and you forget everything in life because there's a giant bear or there's a giant deer out there, you can glance down and take a look, use the right line in your scope, because you got the reticle in your scope, and you get to harvest your animal. So super quick little tech tip. Maybe it turned out to be a little long because there was a lot of information there, but Hawke makes it really easy to know what each line in your reticle means when you pull up your gun. And I'm telling you, tape it to the butt of your gun, because if you're anything like me, you go brain dead when there's a giant animal out there you want to harvest.